Okay, team, this is like my fourth or fifth try now. Let's get this ball rolling. We're going to keep this short and sweet. Hopefully you all still remember how to get H2O open. And please just follow all of the directions that came into this download documentation. And run these in your terminal. Make sure you're in your downloads folder and then cd into that folder and use Java to open it up. After that, click onto this link here and that'll open it into your browser. So from here, what do we do when we get into H2O? One, you're going to upload your file. Once you've uploaded your file, for example, here we can do mine's is United Shore. You're going to upload it. Awesome. So now this is just saying H2O Flow now knows that this CSV is in there. One of the first things we're going to do is uncheck, delete, undone. What happens is when we leave this checked is after it parses the information, it'll delete all of this, it'll delete this entire file. And if we ever need to reuse that file again to create new keyframes, that's going to be a problem because it's not going to be there anymore. So we're going to uncheck delete on done. This is just a keyframe, and then we can change the keyframe to like 1 or 2 or 3 as we have different versions of them if needed. And of course we're going to go through, we're going to make sure that all of our corresponding columns have the correct type to it. And I would recommend to do a split screen, have this on one side, then have the working document on one side, and reference these types here to match with your column name. And pretty much if it says int or real, that means that they are all numeric. So make sure to put numeric for these columns here. When you're all done there, you can parse. So to just quickly show exactly what happened last time, right? I'm going to click on delete on done. We're going to keep the keyframe name the same. We're going to change one of these quickly and reparse it again. Cool, it works, but when I go back and try and change something else and reparse it, we get missing data, right? And that's because it's saying that the CSV is no longer there. So now we're going to have to re-import, and when we re-import it, it's just adding more steps for us. And I would say like changes to keyframe 5, for example, if you have a couple of keyframes running already. If you've done multiple versions of these as you were updating it, keep changing the name. I think if you don't change the name, it'll probably overwrite it, but I would say change the name just so you know this for sure is the file that this is the keyframe that I had updated the most recently. And then we change these again, and then parse. Cool. Oh my gosh, again, please make sure to remember to uncheck this. So I'm gonna re-upload it one more time just in case so you all can see when you have correctly uploaded the file and you've parsed from it, you uncheck delete on done. This is gonna be keyframe 7. We're gonna change some of these, right? Parse it. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot to make our approved column to be enum. So I'm going to go back. This is keyframe 7. Cool. So I know I'm working within the same keyframe that I worked in last time. Change this to enum. Change this keyframe 7 to keyframe 8. And then parse. Boom. So now no more errors. The errors happen because the file gets deleted every time you leave this delete on done checked. So make sure to uncheck it, that way you can always reference that same file. Alrighty, so again, we're hoping that everyone can make this, can be sure to go through the, oh, I completely forgot. For the model, you're going to make sure that you're in the right model, keyframe 8. You're going to click model, distribute a random forest, then you're making sure that your keyframe is your keyframe 8 here. Or your most recent one, I should say. Your response column is always going to be the approved _2. You're going to go through, again, split screen here, H2 on one side, your working document on the other side, and making sure that all the columns that are checkmarked here are also checkmarked in your H2O flow. C1 is always just your first column or so. Pretty much all the columns that are before activity year, you can uncheck those. Again, we're not going to mess around with any of these default settings. You're going to leave them like that, and you're just going to build the model there. Super simple. You're just selecting the data that it's working with, and the output pretty much, which is your response column. So again, you're going to do this with rule fit as well. And when you run the rule fit, make sure your training frame is the most recent keyframe that you've done. Your response column is always going to be approved too. You're going to go through the same thing side by side with the working document, and check the columns that need to be checked. And you're also going to uncheck LEI. You have to uncheck LEI, because we've already separated them out into their respective institutions already. And again, you're going to build a model, and poof, just like that, you're pretty much done. You will have the chance to go through each model and view them, and that's where you'll be able to see all the graphs, the AUC, which is kind of like your R squared that we've seen previously in other courses. Um, it's a metric that you can utilize. But yeah, hopefully this helps out a lot. And if you have any questions, make sure to reach out into the group chat so we can all look at it together. But other than that, I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Don't forget all the readings and stuff. And thank you all for your time. I can't wait to see you all. Okay, take care. Bye bye.